AI data centers in Texas used 463 million gallons of water.
Search the internet for profits that Meta has made, Amazon, Microsoft. They can afford to pay for their own generation.
We came to Georgia to ask two questions. What's the true cost of the AI revolution, and who should be paying for it?
Disruptive.
Weird thing to happen. As much as people will like to say how great AI is and how convenient and wonderful it is to generate images or ask ChatGPT to make up a recipe, I was told a long time ago that convenience comes at a cost. And no doubt, this AI technology, this rush to automate, the tech bro kind of philosophy of move fast and break things, definitely comes at a cost. So this article explains that AI data centers in Texas used 463 million gallons of water. Residents told to take shorter showers. So these AI facilities that they are rushing to make because of the fast pace of AI expansion and automation into so many industries, they have to create these facilities. And in order to create and maintain these facilities, they have to tap into electricity and water. And it takes a lot of water and a lot of electricity away from the electrical grid and from the water supply of these towns. And it's restricting people from the basic necessities that they're paying for. And these utilities that people rely on consistently are being jeopardized in the process. So More Perfect Union, they did this breakdown. They did this really good breakdown. It's fairly lengthy, but I want to show most of it. It says data centers powered AI like ChatGPT could triple their electricity use by 2028. That's just 3 years' time. That's pretty quick. The Trump administration is investing over $1 trillion into these data centers. $1 trillion into the data centers. Just like how they're spending $1 trillion on the Pentagon. But not healthcare, not Medicare, not schools, not roadways, not good paying jobs, not unionization. Nothing in the benefit of individual people. But for the billionaire class, for the profiteers that want nothing to do with you. Well, what's the truest cause for the AI revolution? We went to rural Georgia to find out. So this is the site of where they're putting this AI data center in this small town in Georgia. And watch this video. I know it's lengthy. It's about 13 minutes long. We're going to only show a portion of it. Watch how these residents are dealing with the fact that these AI facilities are becoming such a burden that they can't even get drinking water in their own homes.
This is our cold water pressure in the kitchen. This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah, and this is what's in all the pipes.
Just the well itself is probably 20,000, and that's not counting any of the
All the
faucets.
replacement of the fixtures and faucets
just
and
the well.
toilets and the lines that come underneath the house. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia,
How
driving
big
by
that
Meta's
is.
new 2 million square foot data center facility. Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
Data centers going to be a very hot item.
This entire supercomputer is built to power Grok.
We see data centers as the most exciting asset class.
Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that is so large it would cover a significant part of Manhattan.
But data centers come with big costs, from light and noise pollution to the environmental impacts to the potential rising costs of energy bills. These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure.
Oh my God.
They should be responsible for that, not us.
Search the internet for profits that Meta has made, Amazon, Microsoft. They can afford to pay for their own generation.
We came to Georgia to ask 2 questions. What's the true cost of the AI revolution, and who should be paying for it? Your house is here, and the data center's right there.
It's less than 400 yards.
Beverly and Jeff Morris bought their home an hour's drive from downtown Atlanta in 2016, but their roots in the community run much deeper.
Being in the country has always just been my peace and my therapy. When we found this place, we decided that this was it. It was perfect.
I was actually raised probably 5 miles from here. Felt like coming home.
The data center that's now the Morris' next door neighbor happens to be owned by Meta, the company you know for Facebook and Instagram, but has also been breaking into artificial intelligence. They started construction on this data center campus in 2018.
Definitely changed everything. They destroyed the environment, taken down all the trees across the road.
Beautiful pines, beautiful forest.
The light pollution is...
You don't have to have a night light in the house. You can walk around the house at night and see everything. It's that bright.
Wow.
This is a video of the dust from Facebook where the construction was.
This is what it looks like right now out my front door. The wind blowing in all of this stuff from across the construction, across the road.
This is all from Meta.
Yeah, I was standing on my front porch. I think eventually that affected our well water. We're on a well here, and we started having issues with our well in 2018. Have to replace a hot water heater. I've replaced 2 washing machines and a dishwasher because of the sediment that's coming in.
A lot of what the Morrises are facing is from the polluting effects of this massive construction, but that's only one part of the story. There are serious costs to communities once data centers are operational too. To explain that, we have to back up for a second. I wouldn't blame you if you were asking yourself, what the heck is a data center anyway? Their origins date back to early, clunky supercomputers or mainframes in the 1950s and 60s. And then in the 90s, with the birth of the internet, the modern data center was born as a way for internet providers to connect businesses and the world to the web. In the 2010s, data centers became larger as they became critical to new cloud storage.
To the cloud. With the cloud, we share a sync folder that allows us to all work on the same documents.
Everything from your pet photos to entire workplaces to files for video streaming, like this video you're watching right now. We're in the cloud. Today, we are in the midst of a tectonic shift in processing needs, as large as the birth of the internet, artificial intelligence.
A transformational moment for data center demand.
But the thing is, AI processing demands are much larger. One report showed that a Google search using a ChatGPT-like AI feature used 30 times as much power as a normal Google search. In the next 3 years, data center use of electricity is expected to double or even triple. And the state of Georgia has the fastest data center growth in the entire country.
The 2 biggest reasons data centers come to Georgia are that electricity rates for industrials, which is the class that they're in, are 42% below the national average. And the second biggest one are data center tax breaks. They received over $180 million in tax breaks last year.
The week we were in Georgia, a show...
Because I was just about to ask that question. Why particularly in Georgia? There's no other state that could house these data centers. They can't expand out. Oh, that's right. They get a huge tax incentive from the state of Georgia to create these giant ass eyesores that devastate homes and families and communities with their drinking water, their electric use, causing light pollution. I don't know why they need that many lights for a data center. Like, I don't understand this. The monstrosity. I get that, servers are big and they need, cooling facilities. I get that. But this is insane. This is crazy. And it's even more crazy that on top of the tax breaks that the state of Georgia is granting these people, granting the billionaire class to cause devastation to their communities, they're also getting a huge splurge from the Trump administration. They're promoted by Larry Ellison, Elon Musk, Meta, Facebook, Palantir, Peter Thiel, and Alex Karp. And as we stated, that, yeah, AI can be convenient at times for certain people. At the same time, though, who's running the AI? The most sinister, nefarious people that want to extort power from the population using AI data collection. That's what Palantir is doing. Palantir is incorporating with the Trump administration to create an entire database of every single American, compiling them of their driver's license information to blood type to everything. Everything that they have tracked and surveilled on you is going to this database that's going to be housed and operated by billionaires to exploit you. And they're exploiting you by creating these monstrosities used to exploit further. it's crazy. Let's see a bit more of
happening
this.
at the state capitol over 2 bills tied to data centers.
Senator Hofstadter had proposed 2 different bills, and one of them was SB 34, which was the data centers bill, to move the burden of the operational costs of data centers from ratepayers to the data centers themselves.
And what is SB 94?
That is the Consumer Utility Council, a legal advocate for ratepayers and small businesses.
Bills like these are the result of mounting residential anger and the work of dedicated advocates across the state, like Diana Dietz, who lives 50 miles away from the Capitol in Fayette County.
This is a huge industrial project plopped in a residential area. This was the original plan, 122 acres. And then the Development Authority got involved.
In 2022, officials in Fayette County voted to annex and rezone an additional 412 acres for a data center campus. Fayetteville City Council voted 5-0 in favor of the development, despite passionate opposition from some local residents. The site was then purchased by QTS, which is owned by Blackstone, for $153.8 million.
These speculators, investors, are secretly buying up land right next to homeowners. And it was all done so that when we all went to the 4 public hearings between the county and the city, it was a done deal. This is the one that's currently under construction, and this is where Gene and Joe are.
Gene and Joe Marshall live on the edge of Fayetteville in Fayette County on an 8-acre property.
This driveway is almost the line for Fayette County versus Fayetteville, where QTS's property is located. We have absolutely no say in anything that happens over here.
Despite their vocal opposition to the project, living next to construction on all sides of their home has become their daily reality for the last 2 years.
They do nightly tours over here, and in the back part at the other building, the lights are shining and there is noise. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So they don't stop. Oh yeah, sure.
We went to visit Nikki Vanderslice, who heads up the Fayette County Economic Development Authority, a non-governmental agency that played a central role in the marketing of the land for data center development.
For residents who live alongside these data centers, life has become very difficult. What do you say to them?
Well, I say to them that there's a couple of things. One, we were very transparent. The Development Authority was very open about attracting a data center, and there wasn't any resistance until it came to their property specifically.
Vanderslice says data centers are good for the community, even if some don't see the benefits yet.
In 2021, that property paid $36,000 in property taxes total. In 2024, on raw land, it paid $1.13 million in property taxes. That contributed $760,000 to our local Board of Education. I'm apologetic that they're being impacted, but I also see the benefits of what the companies are doing and how they're improving our economy. And so there's the balance that when you have, 200 out of 120,000 people, that you have to balance what's the highest and best use for the whole of the community.
It's just the height of selfishness to imagine that one county's benefit to the huge detriment of 158 other counties in Georgia that now have to pay higher electric bills is okay. It's not okay. It drives inequity. It's very immoral too.
That's Patty Durand, and as you can tell, she does not.
So she makes the point. She makes a good point. That while that one lady was talking about, well, it can benefit this one particular county in, the economy and jobs, and maybe there's some job growth with the data center. Again, I don't know how that works. Maybe they need security guards, I guess. I don't know. But it's crazy because in the end, that one particular county with these giant facilities obviously need the electric grid of all the other counties to support this one giant building. This one giant building that's housing a bunch of servers for AI technology. And all purpose to serve the billionaire class. I know people like to say that AI is wonderful and can create all these interesting videos and people watching TikTok and seeing these AI generated content so believable and mystical. I was told, this is a piece of advice I got years ago, that convenience comes at a cost. Convenience always comes at a cost. Whether that's financially, whether that's physically, this is obviously one of those dilemmas. That in order to have an AI facility and have these giant monstrosities, you're losing your ability for drinking water. Your electricity is jeopardized. These counties are dealing with devastation. The construction is causing environmental impacts to these communities. And people don't know if they can actually live in these homes that they've been there for years because of the construction, because of the building of these giant buildings. Giant. What do they say, 200 million square feet? How large that is and how much of an impact that's going to devastate onto many other communities. not just the one in particular where they say it's a benefit, but think of the construction work that people can do. Okay, yeah, maybe construction job for a few months. Then what? Because eventually those AI facilities are used to automate more and more jobs, more and more travesty for the rest of the country. That's kind of why this is not exactly a great idea. Convenience comes at a cost. This is where you really have to really think logically about the direction of AI and not just be impressed by, computer generation. As much as interest it is, it does come at a devastating cost. Like this woman, Desiree, says, if your electric bill spiked last month, it's not you. It's the rise in grid demand from AI data centers, combined with inflation, utility rate filings, extreme heat, and failing infrastructure. Has your bill gone up? If so, you're paying the energy tax for powering big tech. So you are paying the billionaire class to create these data centers to profit the billionaire class. You're basically giving them money without your consent. Even if you don't even use AI, even if you don't even use Facebook and don't support big tech companies, your taxes, whatever community you're in, is directly going to these people, no matter what. And that got approved by your state government, your local government, and the federal government are all on board with this. So let's hear what this woman has to say about it.
My electric bill is $314.89. See, if you don't believe me, $314.89. That's crazy. Is anybody else's electric bill that high? This is the highest one we've had this year. And I remember in the summers when it used to be $150, and I thought that was crazy high. Now it's $314. Why? Why is it so expensive? We do live in Kentucky, so it does get really, really hot here. But like I said, our bills have never been over $300 like they are now. We leave our air conditioning on 73 pretty much 24/7. So I don't think that's super, super low or anything. We don't have like a pool or a hot tub, although I would love a hot tub. We don't have anything like that we run. We just have a regular house. It is 2 stories, so we do have 2 units, air conditioning units. But, our house is only 2,400 square feet about. $314.89. To me, that is way too expensive. How much was your electric bill this month, if you don't mind sharing?
So there you go. Their electric bill tripled already. It's already happening. They're projecting that it's going to be another 3 years till electric bills. No, it's already happening because of how fast these AI programming, this AI technology, the data centers are just popping up out of nowhere. And you're paying the billionaire class. You're paying oligarchs like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Larry Ellison of Oracle, Peter Thiel and Alex Karp of Palantir. You're paying these people directly with your tax dollars for the convenience for them. As much as you would like to think it's convenient for you, it's more of a convenient for them, because every time you're using AI technology, it's going to them. It's going to them. They're collecting your data using these facilities, which is the whole intent of the billionaire class, the whole intent of rolling out this AI. Do you really think they care? Do you really think they care about making your life easier? The average person, the average working person who at one point, the former president, George W. Bush, when a lady told him that she was working 4 jobs just to keep a roof over her head, and George Bush said that was uniquely American. Remember that? Do you think those same people want to create automation and AI technology to make your life easier? After statements like that, after the years and years of oppressing working class people, do you really think they really care about now making it easier for you? No, it makes it easier for them. Makes it easier for the programmers, the billionaire class that operate this AI technology to extract you, extract the data, extract analysis, surveil, monitor, track, do everything they can to tamp down on you. That's even what the people representing this AI technology is explaining to you. Larry Ellison made it perfectly clear. We don't need cops anymore. We'll just get AI to track, monitor, and surveil and predict crimes. Which is literally something that came out of a sci-fi movie. That sounds like Minority Report, but it's happening. They're predicting crimes of people. So if you're thinking of something, if you have a thought crime, they'll arrest you before it actually gets committed. It just seems like we are in a different reality. We're in a pseudo reality where nothing remotely makes sense. But we have all these new distractions. We have this endless amount of circus and AI computer generated images. And look at Google. They can now make motion pictures in an instant. At what cost, though? At what cost, though? And here, this is a graph of the electric use. So it says U.S. annual electricity demand. U.S. electric loads were stagnant during the 2010s, but are growing again due to technology companies building data and computer capabilities. So you would think that with the increase of AI, with the increase of data centers, with them trying to mandate electric vehicles all the time, they would work together to pass legislation to increase our energy grid. You would think that'd be the case. You would think that they want to make the energy infrastructure superior. But no, it's the exact opposite. The energy grid can't hold this much electric, this much amount of demand for these facilities. So they're going to strain it out of residents. Meaning that there's possibilities you could see more and more brownouts and blackouts in your areas to keep these data facilities running. Instead of actually focusing on the energy infrastructure. Because if you want this AI technology to exist, you're definitely going to have to spend a large sum of money investing into the infrastructure of your country, which would actually be beneficial. That would actually be beneficial. That's creating jobs. That's putting money into the pockets of America. Instead of extracting that to other countries for war, we put that towards creating jobs in the energy fields to make it more sustainable. But they're not doing that, are they? They're not doing that, are they? They're going to create these facilities. They're going to drain the power out of you to flourish the needs of the billionaire class. But look, talking baby, dancing monkey. I get it. AI has some, good things about it. It has some conveniences. But again, convenience comes at a price. And is this price really worth it to have this technology that human society could still continue on with or without it? Just saying.